Just answering questions with WAPTech, single service serving subject video. 15th take. Here we go. On the video I did about Field McConnell, if anybody's curious, this is the real title I would use. Field McConnell tormenting a relative for many, many years by lying about that relative, by creating a grasping at straw man, by saying that his relative named Kristine is somehow a very important person that started some organization when that's not possible, and I posted a video proving that it's not possible, which shoots a hole in the credibility of that individual and or Field McConnell, who is already so full of holes that there's no point in discussing him. Someone says, just because that organization was apparently founded in 1978, you're not even willing to admit that the year is accurate about the founding of it. You're pushing back internally. You've got that firewall in your head. Yes, I'm antagonizing you on purpose. That'll get you going, right? Are you easily manipulated by people pointing out things and shoving your nose in your own shit? Everybody is. There's nobody who isn't triggered. Okay, come on. Let's go on. Next. It doesn't mean it couldn't or didn't get steered or hijacked as an organization for a different agenda in 1991. But it does mean the person making the assertion about it, Field McConnell, flat out freaking lied and didn't assume any of you were going to look it up, or said something that's easily looked up so that he could filter out people who would point out the same thing I did, which is the claim that this girl named Kristine started an organization called the SES is wrong. And you saying it is wrong, think, in this conspiracy theory cult you're in. Every conspiracy theorist creates a cult-like atmosphere. You are not permitted to contradict Mein Führer McConnell. And apparently her last name originally was McConnell, Kristine McConnell. I looked it up under both names. I looked it under other iterations. I could not find anything other than the one that says Kristine Marcy, which means she was married a while ago. This was a falling out between a brother and sister where he's literally demonizing her and lying badly and getting caught and expecting people like you not to point out that he said something that is simply not true. In reality, it is inconsistent in reality. It's not real. Don't believe me. Okay, check the links. You didn't. You say it was apparently founded in 1978. No, not apparently. You're not even willing to give a budged inch about 1776 being 1776 maybe, right? It mentions in its founding that it was formed 2 years after the bicentennial. Or is it? Oh, wrong side. I gotta do the eyebrow. I get this mixed up, I'm sorry. You're refusing to look behind the curtain. The only reason you're commenting on my channel instead of everybody else I was trying to pull into this, because they all ignored it. Because they've been conditioned to ignore it. There's no hope for the Field McConnell people. They literally watch him do a stream of consciousness with random words saying, well, it's coded language. You have to have a special snowflake glasses to see the skeletonized faces. No, you have to be a schizophrenic. If anybody's curious, the green ink idea here. Field McConnell's postings on his website, which I found in the archive of the original from like 2012 apparently, that may be the earliest, is of him literally just dissing a relative, talking smack about her, coming up with every assertion possible, and trying to get everybody to repost it. That's a cult leader who's angry that his relatives don't agree with him. When was the last time he flew an airplane legally and was allowed to? When was the last time his sanity wasn't called into question and said you can't fly an airplane with other people in it unless they know you're crazy? The only picture you ever see of Field McConnell is of him wearing an outfit that makes it look like he was basically working for Delta or something. He was an airline pilot. This is not the indication of some sort of higher authority. This is a false sense of authority figures. And then he creates a straw man out of a relative that I've just debunked by showing that it couldn't happen because time. So you come along and say, apparently it maybe kind of sort of is alleged to have been founded years before she showed up and is claimed to have been the founder by the person who's attacking her as a straw man argument. As for the agenda afterwards, every organization that's ever been created gets corrupted for some agenda at one point or another. But what organization is it? I'm asserting that it's more like a representative group, like I don't know, maybe it's a front organization for the Queen of England, who's a reptilian. Anyway, or it could be unionization. I mean, it's a variation of unionization. Why would someone serve as a leader in 10 different departments in the government, of the government? No. Of the government? Okay. Over 10 years. Getting lots of experience, or being incompetent and getting passed around because they were some special someone, or she worked as an intern. I don't know. I can't find her entire CV. The only person presenting any of this evidence, by the way, is a single legitimate posting somewhere that is fluffing her, and Field McConnell flat out lying about her being everything including a reptilian, and invoking for the children and satanic ritual abuse memes, because some of you can't let go of this obsession you have with child molestation and not thinking it makes you look creepy as hell. Then your assertion is the 10 years with 10 departments. Sounds like Marcy, like Kristine, going in to see how each department worked at ground level. You mean starting pay, starting level, not important person? Okay. Then reorganizing and putting in people to work on a predetermined agenda. How if she started at the bottom and kept changing positions on average once a year? How the hell would you gain power that way? That would be suspicious. Would you mind posting a non-Field McConnell faked information source? Field McConnell can't post any of these ideas without sticking in pictures of babies being lit on fire and shit like that to push your opinion sensor out of the way and just get you into emotion mode. And me, I just point to the only page I could find, that had her name associated with the organization, and it's a set of assertions by somebody repeating them without any back checking. One of us is actually doing our job here, and the other one's getting commented about. So here we go. Then pass laws. How did she pass laws if she was a first-year starter at 10 organizations in 10 years and never got advanced? You have to prove she advanced. Where's her CV? Where is her data? The only picture shown of her is from 2012, and it doesn't provide proof it's her. And it's been re-photoshopped so many times, I doubt that there's a real original copy of it. Field McConnell is not trying to sound credible. He's trying to sound incredible so that if you question him, he can push you aside, label you as an alien reptilian, somehow Jewish, and Illuminati, shape-shifting shill. This is cult mentality. You find someone to demonize, a lot of people sometimes, and apparently ostracizing your own relatives, throwing yourself firmly into the completely crazy idiot category, and knocking the pins out from under yourself, probably. This is probably a falling out over a car or something stupid like that in the past. They didn't get along and he decided to demonize his sister, apparently. Come on. And shortly after, I might add, shortly after their dad died. Maybe she got the inheritance and he didn't. Because maybe he annoyed his dad? I don't know. Why don't you go ask him the real reason and tell him you can't invoke Illuminati bullshit, give us a straight answer, and stop talking like a schizophrenic that you call coded language. It's not coded language, it's a schizophrenic. Something wrong with his brain. Pass laws so these executives in the SES get fantastic pay and can't get fired. You mean like every other organization arranges for themselves? Again, if she was in there and can't get fired and has amazing amounts of money coming in, why did she retire after 10 years in a position that wasn't really high ranking and didn't have a lot of money associated with it? Because I looked that part up, actually. Why don't you look it up? I'm tired of giving you your information when you ask for it. These things are part of a long-term planning from top down. Then why would you do this from bottom up as a weasel into it? Why would you weasel your way into a system you're creating from scratch years before this person showed up? You're ignoring the fact that I debunked Field McConnell, and you're angry, and you're just regurgitating stuff. And actually what's funny is, I want to point this out. If I say artichoke, cantaloupe, gerbil, pogo stick, which I'm just randomly doing that, and I tell you to make a story of it, you will rationalize it into something that almost makes sense. And after a game of telephone, where I just repeat it back to you when you give it to me, it eventually makes sense to you. I've customized your own fake narrative by feeding you random words. It's part of the cold reading system. If you do it continually, you can customize this to your group by not refining it, but making it less refined, even more chaotic, to where they have to fall into a mindset where they're trying to interpretive dance your words around. These are the behaviors of a cult leader who's failing. Alright? This doesn't deserve any more attention. I've given it too much. I found this meme being posted. It's an obvious example of a person demonizing a specific person as a vendetta in a way that doesn't make any sense, and none of you are pointing it out because you're scared to death to do so, or you know that you'll just be blocked. I point this out with every group of people that does this, and you get mad at me. But you're okay when I do it to the other side. I can't fix this, but I didn't say what this was. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.